My name is Chris Young. I am the Nature Exchange Manager for the Tulsa Zoo. I've been here for 4 years, started as a volunteer 6 years ago. Nature Exchange started, like I said, 4 years ago. Nature Exchange is the product of a company in Canada called Science North. They came up with the Nature Exchange idea back in the 1980s. What we do is we allow kids to come in, bring natural items, earn points for those items, and then they get to take something home. So Science North came up with this idea back in the 1980s. They marketed it in the U.S. Our Nature Exchange was the first to open. I apologize, we were the second to open in the U.S. Dallas was the first. And there have since been about 8 other Nature Exchanges open since then. The directions to the building, it's simple. When you come in the main gate of the zoo, you head down the hill toward the train station, and we are directly across from the train station. Our hours are currently Thursday through Sunday from noon to 5, and those are year-round hours, and there is no cost. The only cost that we ask is that you come in and participate with us and bring us something cool. We don't take money, so it's free to visitors. Our typical trader is the young person, anywhere from average about 7 years old up to teenage years, who likes to be outside, who likes to find things, collect things. We have some traders as young as 6 months old. They don't know they're traders yet, but they will soon. And like I said, we have some adult traders. They won't tell me how old they are, but we know they're adults. So we have all age ranges. Right now we have about 2,200 traders signed up. Of that 2,200, about 85% of those are active, and that means they come at least 3 times a year. And we take everything that's made by nature, things like rocks, fossils, shells, plants, insects. We do have some restrictions. We're not allowed to take bird items, and that is based on the Migratory Bird Act, which says it's illegal to collect and keep anything related to a bird, no feathers, no nests, no eggs. We also don't take cultural items, no arrowheads, no pottery shards, because they too are protected by federal law. You can trade 5 items at a time, 5 of each of those items. And we do that to keep it fair for the other traders that are waiting. If we have someone, we have small space and we have limited staff, and so if we have a line of people, then we kind of like to keep the numbers limited so everybody can have a fair chance. Let's just pretend you brought in a turtle shell. Bring that turtle shell in and you put it up on the counter in front of us, and either myself or my coworker Rob will take a look at that, and we're going to start asking some questions about that turtle shell. We're going to say, where'd you find it? Keep in mind that we gear these questions for the age that we're dealing with. So if we're dealing with a younger child, the questions are going to be much simpler. If we're dealing with an older child, we're going to get a little more scientific on them. But let's pretend we have a 6-year-old who comes in with a turtle shell, and we say, where'd you find it? And that starts a whole series of questions, because then they begin to tell us, well, I found it when I was taking a walk with Dad in the woods, and it was under a log. Well, where do you think the turtle went? Well, we have to know where. If the turtle left its shell behind, then it's probably dead, and we have to explain some of the possibilities there. And then we learn about what the turtle might eat, where it might live, how long it might live, what kind of turtle it is. We can tell the difference in turtles by the size and shape of their shell. All those experiences that a 6-year-old might not think they know, but they probably do, are tucked away in their brain somewhere. We're going to pull that out, and they're earning points the whole time they're talking to us. So it's a really fun experience for everybody. We have a lot of parents and a lot of families that come in on a regular basis, and they feel like they're pretty familiar with Nature Exchange, and they are. I have some secrets tucked away. We have some expansion plans in the works, and we're closer now than we've ever been. We have someone finally that may step up and back us on our expansion plans. And there's a lot that goes on in that back room that people don't understand. There's planning for classes and workshops and camps. We're always looking for new volunteers to come in and help, and the idea of our biggest idea of late is what we're calling the Big Dig, and essentially what that is, we're going to build a huge sandbox, and we're going to fill it full of polished rocks and gemstones and minerals and seashells, and the kids can actually come and dig in the sand, and they can keep what they find. So that's an exciting upcoming event that a lot of parents don't know about. We have a school program that we do. We call it the School Outreach Program. We go into public schools. We like to focus on schools that are considered at risk, to offer the children an experience there that they might not have. Unfortunately, the Tulsa Public School curriculum doesn't write any science in for 1st and 2nd graders, so we offer this to 1st and 2nd graders only to allow them the experience to be able to have some hands-on interactions with science. Our new science show, it's called Extreme Science Live. It is a live stage production led by our very own Atomic Rob, who takes the visitors to the science show on a journey through all aspects of science, principles of science, including physics, chemistry. There's a few explosions, some things blow up, audience members get wet. It's a lot of fun. Nature Exchange also took on birthday parties for the entire zoo back in January. So we host all of the birthday parties at the zoo now. And we also have just recently implemented a scouting program for Webelos 1 and 2. They can come in and earn 3 of the 4 activity pins that they qualify for through Nature Exchange. So we're having a lot of fun with that. We do a spring break camp program. We were the first at the zoo in the zoo's 75-year history to do an all-day, week-long spring break camp for ages 7 through 10. It's quite an undertaking and a huge project. We host 20 kids through the week. We take them on adventures into the zoo. We do some behind-the-scenes tours. We do some science experiments. Last year we made a volcano, blew a couple things up. Kids always love that. And we've done it for 3 years running now, and it's my goal that we will do it continually for the next many years. Nature Exchange is run by the nonprofit entity of the zoo, which is Tulsa Zoo Friends. And we have limited budget. We rely heavily on grant money. We do some fee-based programs, but we have to supplement that still with grant money. So you're welcome to, we have a donation jar on the counter. You're welcome to drop $1 in, and we always put it to good use. I was actually in my car last week and listened to the news on the radio and heard an interview with a gentleman, a local doctor in town, who's collected sand from all different places all over the world for many years. People bring it to him as souvenirs for their trips, and he's taken trips. And he decided it was time to clean out the garage and get rid of the sand, and he didn't just want to throw it away, so he wanted to donate it. Left his phone number, I heard it, I called it. It took me about 30 minutes to get through, and apparently he had many phone calls come in, and he tried to call everyone back and find out what they were going to do with the sand and what their intentions were. And then he decided that he would donate the sand to Nature Exchange at the zoo. He thought it would get the most exposure, the most bang for the buck, if you will. So he came and donated the sand to us, and it is truly an awesome collection. Everything from sand from the pyramids in Egypt to the Amazon River, and all points in between. Very awesome donation. We welcome any of our zoo visitors to come into Nature Exchange. We consider ourselves the best kept secret at the zoo. We're in a building that's been there since the opening of the zoo in the 1930s. So come on in our door and say hi, and we'd love to show you what we've got and get you signed up and get you doing some trading with us.